Hello friends, a special Stanley Cup Final preview show edition of the Truth Serum tonight. Joey the Truth Wagner with you, starting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC. The battle for the cup is on. From the East, the Washington Capitals, and from the West, the Vegas Golden Knights. These two teams will go at it. The winner of 4 in a best-of-7 will skate away with the ultimate prize in the National Hockey League, the Stanley Cup. And friends, here is a little bit of the backstory, and here is how these two teams got here. We'll start with the Washington Capitals, who this season are in the Stanley Cup Final for the second time in their franchise history, for the first time in 20 years. In the first round, they defeated Columbus in 6 games. In the second round, they defeated Pittsburgh in 6 games. And in the Eastern Conference Final, they got by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7. That's how they got here. Let's look at the Vegas Golden Knights, the team that did not even have any players on its roster 12 months ago today. The expansion team, the first-year team, the dream team, got by the LA Kings, swept them in 4 games in round 1, defeated a very good San Jose Sharks team in 6 in round 2, and disposed of an even better Winnipeg team in 5. They got past Winnipeg, folks, in 5. Which is unbelievable, because in my opinion, the Winnipeg Jets were one of the top 5 teams in the NHL this season, and Vegas made them look like Ottawa. But anywho, this series will come down to these two guys, the X Factors in this Stanley Cup Final. I'll pick one aside, and I'm not going off the wall with these ones, but a very interesting matchup in this series. Washington, Alexander Ovechkin, their leader, their captain, their best player. He is the motor that drives this Washington team. An unbelievable shot. Very physical. He's the one that has to roll for the Caps to do things. And on Vegas' end, goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury. He has been by far the best goaltender in these playoffs this year. A .946 save percentage. And I've watched Fleury play since 2008, and this is the best Marc-Andre Fleury I have ever seen. So yet again, just like the good old days, Ovi against Fleury. Fleury is 2 for 0 in that battle. An unbelievable glove save, 2009 Game 7, to turn that game around. And then 2017 Game 7, Marc-Andre Fleury made another ridiculous save on Alexander Ovechkin. These X Factors will go head-to-head. And whoever is the last man standing will win this series. And now, folks, I have 3 keys to this series. Number 1, as always, goaltending. I've said it for years, goaltending in the NHL is like having starting pitching in Major League Baseball or a quarterback in the NFL. If you don't have it, you don't win. These two teams have very good goaltenders. Braden Holtby for Washington playing very strong, playing to his capabilities, and Marc-Andre Fleury playing the best I've ever seen. Slight edge to Fleury and the Knights just on how he's playing now. If Fleury in Vegas wins this series, he is hands down the Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Key number 2, scoring depth. Your role players have to step up. Your second lines, your third lines, and even at times your fourth lines. The team that steps up with depth scoring, such as your Brett Conleys, or your Devontae Smith-Pellies, or your Ryan Reeves, or your Eric Halas, or your Cody Eakins, or your David Perrons, guys like that. If those guys step up, your team is going to win this series. Is home ice. Home ice has not been very nice in these Stanley Cup playoffs. The last time I looked, road teams have won the majority of the playoff games this year. But both Washington and Vegas, when they're on their game, they are tough to beat at home. Especially Vegas. Washington has to be careful they don't get the Vegas flu in May and June. So that's what this series is all about. And now, it's time for the best part. My series prediction. These two teams are very good. They're very skilled. They're very fast. It'll be a long series. And I'm going with the Vegas Golden Knights in 7 games to win Stanley Cup #1 in year 1 for the expansion club. And it'll be close, but I think Marc-Andre Fleury will just edge out Braden Holtby in goal for the Caps. And I believe that Marc-Andre Fleury will make a huge save in a deciding game to tip the scales and tip the bets to Vegas's favor. Folks, I have Vegas in 7. As always, in the comment section, share your thoughts. Give your prediction of how this Stanley Cup Final Series will be. But if you did not see, here is the schedule for this series. All of the games except for 2 and 3 are on over-the-air NBC. Games 2 and 3 are on NBCSN. Game 1 in Vegas tomorrow night, Monday. Game 2 again in Vegas Wednesday. Then the series moves to Washington for 3 and 4. Saturday the 2nd of June, and then Monday, June 4th. Then Game 5 in Vegas on the 7th. Game 6 in Washington on the 10th, and if necessary, Game 7, June 13th on NBC. And friends, but before I sign off, a major announcement this year about the 2018 Stanley Cup Final. The truth is going big. I'm going Vegas large for this year's Stanley Cup Final. All Stanley Cup Final games in this series will be live streamed on this YouTube channel and on Periscope. So if you want the best Stanley Cup Final coverage and the best following of these Stanley Cup Final games and you want to watch, come right back to this channel, www.youtube.com/JoeyWagnerTheTruth. I'll also post a link from Periscope as well so you can tune in with me for the Stanley Cup Final. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this all-inclusive Stanley Cup Final pregame show for this 2018 season between the Washington Capitals and the Vegas Golden Knights. I have Vegas winning in 7. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. And for the rest of the great crew, Joey the Truth Wagner signing off. Hope to see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right here for Game 1.